Okay, so this is just the layout of a face. If I start out with the layout of the face, right, I can come up with planes of this face, basically. In other words, where are all the different facets, right? Where do things curve and change on a face? It's actually pretty easy. So basically, I like to start right here, just above the eyes. You know, this is, I don't know what you call it, there's this like little triangle shape, right? And then if I think about it, this is the brow bone, and it kind of ends kind of here, right? There's some kind of shape there. Shape here as well. Something like that. And of course, this is part of the nose, right? This part's going to connect to the nose. So if my nose came down to here, a little bit above that, where the ball would have been, that's basically the shape of it's the triangle. So this is the bot under the nose, and this is going to be the bridge of the nose. Right? This is the side of the nose. From here, there's a kind of a cheekbone, and it's going to come down to about where the chin is. Let's do the mouth first. So we have a line for the mouth. So we're going to have a bottom lip. Right? And then we're going to have a top lip, which is just a shape of a lip. That's going to connect up here from the nose. So these are like planes. There's actually one in the middle too, I guess. The bottom lip. And then from the lip itself, there's a spot where the chin is. So there's like this triangle, this divot that goes under the chin, and then it kind of comes out to the actual point of the chin itself before it rounds back under the chin. So this cheekbone kind of comes down through here, kind of comes into there. And so then the chin kind of rounds off, goes under the person's head, right? And so now I'm going to work out the forehead, basically straight off this line, somewhere up in here. Right? That's going to recede back into space, that's going to recede back in space. And so I end up with the top of the head. It's going to match to there. And then with the side of the head, which is going to come pretty much straight down by the ear and then across to the jaw. Right. Very simple ears. And so now you might be asking yourself, so why did you bother to draw this crazy thing? This is a simplified planes of the head, basically. And there's even a neck. The neck comes somewhere between the ear and the jaw. I guess the neck has some shape to it too. There's an Adam's apple and a guy. Right? I guess that has dimension to it as well. Alright, so what this does is actually shows us where we can shade things. It shows you how to shade a face, basically. because these are the planes of the face. These are the places where things change direction, where you have different areas that are going to catch light differently. So, for instance, you're going to catch light under the brow bone, right? Under the nose. So, if I were shading this, ideally, man, if I had a white pencil, let me just check that out. I think I do. I don't know how well the white's going to show up on this white paper, but I don't think it's completely white. Maybe a little bit. So if I were thinking about the way the light is hitting this, basically if the light were coming this way, I would end up with like highlight hitting this area, but kind of fading out. I definitely have a lit side of the head, which would be over here. Right? This area would be very lit, would be very bright. This ear would be lit for sure. This side of the neck would be lit. This edge of the Adam's apple would be definitely lit. And this would be shadowed. So the edge of the nose here, lit. Top a little bit. Cheekbone a little bit. So if we put that into things you could see probably easier, it'd be easier to go with shadow. So basically I have a shaded side of my head, right? Shadow over here. Shadow on this side of the neck. Heavy shadow on the edge of this Adam's apple, right? Shadow under the chin. Shadow under the lip, but above the chin. Bottom lip is actually going to be in lighting, but the top lip is actually going to be shaded because the light is coming this way, remember? This is going to be maybe a little bit of a shadow, but mostly shadow over here. Bottom of the nose is going to be in shadow. The edge of this is going to be in shadow. Under the eye. This will be in dark shadow right here. This will be in shadow. This will have a little bit of shadow as well. And even over here, after this might have light on it, but the light's coming this way, so it's going to still, this area of the brow bone is still going to block out light a little bit. So you're still going to have some shading under here. So you can see how that already looks more three-dimensional just by adding a little bit of shading, and I knew where the shading was going to be based on the way that the face will change, the planes of the face. This ear is in shadow too. Generally, it's good to light an ear a little bit, even though it's in shadow, make it a little bit lighter. Now, I'm going to give this 2 layers of shadow actually, so I can add a mid-tone to it, because that white was not doing it. Alright, so if I make that darker, I make this darker, that means I can add a little bit of a gray to the top of the things facing me. Right, so maybe this side of the lip, a little bit of gray. Top of the chin, that's going to be a highlight. There might be a little bit of a shadow over here, just fading that way. Under here is going to be the mid-tone. It's going to be like a middle gray. Middle gray. The eyes are going to have, they're balls, so they'll have a shadow on one side of them and a highlight on the other. The top of the nose is kind of like an in-between. So, I guess the Adam's apple, since it's down there, would be kind of a little bit, the top of it would be middle. So this is highlight, middle, dark. But you kind of get the idea. So you can see where clearly there are planal changes. There's places where you go from one side of something to the other side of something on a face. Nose, bridge of the nose, side of the nose, cheek, side of the head. These things transition. And these are what are called planes of the face. You can look up Loomis if you're interested. There's more of that.